Have you seen this viral video of a lady getting thrown out on the road? But what really is happening here? There is a very dangerous storm currently roaming in China. The storm is called Typhoon Sala and have been the cause of at least one death and many destruction. Due to this violent and harsh storm, many people have been seen flying around and falling in public areas. The similar happened with this lady. While a stranger was recording the scene of storm, this lady was forced into the frame, losing her balance and getting brutally slammed into the road. The wind was so powerful that she seemed to be sliding across the road for several meters after her initial fall. Although the woman managed to sit up, but she was shaken by the incident, and her umbrella was thrown away by the winds. Now, for safety precautions and not having more such incidents, the government of China has banned people under 50 kilograms to get out on the streets and have advised people to stay indoors till this devastating storm stops. Make sure to tag your lightweight friends and make them aware, because this storm can arrive here too. And follow Advanceable to become the best version of yourself. Can you imagine a situation where South India becomes a separate nation like Pakistan? Well, there were high possibilities for that, but one man saved us from the disaster. Hyderabad was the largest of the princely states, which included current parts of Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh. But its ruler, Nizam Osman Ali Khan, was not ready to join with India. Letting Hyderabad to be an independent state was geographically not possible. Not only it takes away a huge part of the country, but also it separates the north from the south, which will eventually lead to losing the southern parts of the nation completely. Knowing this, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel said, "An independent Hyderabad would be a cancer in the belly of India." But then Prime Minister Nehru ji was not ready to take military actions as he believed in peace and non-violence. So when Nehru was on a Europe trip, Patel ji, as an acting Prime Minister, ordered the Indian Army to take control over Hyderabad, and it took just 4 days for them. This mission is known as Operation Polo. What are your views? Comment down and follow Advanceable to be the advanced version of yourself. There is a strange theory about the largest investment company, BlackRock, who manages $10 trillion worth of assets of all giant companies, which means 40% assets of the world. They have heavily invested in every aspect of life: the food industry, medical industry, weapon industry, transportation, the media. I mean, everything you can think about, they have already invested. By the way, this info is not a theory, this is a public data that anyone can find. And now the theory comes: suppose you have all this power like BlackRock, then you need to increase demand in order to keep the economy going. So how will you do? Well, you're going to create a crisis, because you cannot have a $90 billion weapon industry without a war. You cannot have a demand for green energy without a climate crisis. You cannot have a vaccine demand without a pandemic. You cannot create media traffic without a drama. It is the entire ecosystem controlled from the upper class, and it is the coincidence we are in a perpetual state of crisis. What are your views? Comment down, and I am going to upload part 2 soon. Make sure to follow us to be the advanced version of yourself. Scientists says Cristiano Ronaldo is a superhuman, and they just proved it. At 16-year-old, Ronaldo underwent heart surgery, and while most people would need a month to recover, Ronaldo was back for training within days. After the 2006 World Cup, Ronaldo dedicated his summer to becoming the strongest and fastest player in history. He put weights on his legs to practice step-overs and made his left foot just as strong as his right. Cristiano Ronaldo's vertical jump is also 41 inches, which is more than the average NBA player. He is the most dominant aerial player in football history and has scored 127 goals with his head alone. But when Ronaldo joined Real Madrid, he became a beast. At 33 years old, he recorded a 21-mile-per-hour sprint, his fastest ever. When Ronaldo transferred to Juventus, his medical test said that his body was the biological equivalent of a 20-year-old. Studies on Ronaldo's brain also show that he is able to predict what is going to happen during matches because he has a high level of spatial intelligence. Comment down and follow Advanceable to be the advanced version of yourself. Einstein regarded this as the biggest mistake of his life. Albert Einstein presented his general theory of relativity in 1905. When he examined the equations of this theory, the equations were clearly describing the universe as to be expanding. Back in those days, scientists strongly believed in the concept of static universe. According to them, the universe is neither expanding nor contracting, and Einstein was also one of the persons who believed the same. Just because of this strong belief, Einstein added a value called the cosmological constant in his equations at that time. However, in 1929, Edwin Hubble discovered that the universe is actually expanding and is not static. Knowing this, Einstein then later called it the biggest blunder of his life and regretted what he has done. What are your views? Comment down and follow Advanceable to be the advanced version of yourself. Einstein regarded this as the biggest mistake of his life. Albert Einstein presented his general theory of relativity in 1905. When he examined the equations of this theory, the equations were clearly describing the universe as to be expanding. Back in those days, scientists strongly believed in the concept of static universe. According to them, the universe is neither expanding nor contracting, and Einstein was also one of the persons who believed the same. Just because of this strong belief, Einstein added a value called the cosmological constant in his equations at that time. However, in 1929, Edwin Hubble discovered that the universe is actually expanding and is not static. Knowing this, Einstein then later called it the biggest blunder of his life and regretted what he has done. What are your views? Comment down and follow Advanceable to be the advanced version of yourself. And follow Advanceable to be the advanced version of yourself. If you have ever traveled in airplanes, you might know that thermometers are prohibited to be taken with you during the flights. But have you ever wondered why? Mercury is present inside thermometers, which is a very reactive metal. It exists as liquid at room temperature and can easily dissolve other metals in it during a process known as amalgamation. And at the end of this whole amalgamation process, something called as an alloy is formed. Interestingly, over 75–80% of the airplane's composition is based on aluminum. If someone ever take mercury with them inside an airplane, and if it fell at the surface of the airplane, the mercury itself would start dissolving and corroding the airplane's aluminum, making an airplane a hollow structure and start reacting very strangely with its surface. Comment down your views and follow Advanceable to be the advanced version of yourself.